Welcome back, everyone, to episode 10 of the podcast. I hope you're all right. And yeah, we're at double digits now for the podcast, so I mean, that's an achievement in itself. But obviously, you realise I'm not joined by Aman today. Sadly, he couldn't make it. So the man behind the camera is now in front of the camera. How do you feel?
I feel good, you know.
You feel good?
I'm
yeah. But yeah, I'll let Fahad just introduce the episode and what we're doing today. So.
Alright, so we'll just be giving like our experiences of GCSE, like giving our thoughts on it and like what like it kind of taught us, right? And then we'll answer some questions from people like looking to go into GCSEs and what kind of advice we have in picking the subjects.
Yeah, so I suppose we'll start by talking about our own experience at GCSE.
Yeah.
I'll start with you asking you, like, what GCSE did you take, just to let everyone know out there?
So, we obviously have the ones that we have to take, like compulsory, the English, literature and language, the maths and the three sciences.
Yeah.
And then the ones I chose were Spanish, media studies, product design and business studies.
Okay, and for me it was media, French, history, PE. I think that, is it 4?
Yeah,
I think it's 4. Yeah, okay. So, and obviously I had the compulsory ones as well. Yeah. And I mean, just talk about our experiences, I suppose, because obviously it's from year 10, 11, I think a bit of year 9 as well, depending on where you are around the world doing it.
Yeah.
But just how did you find it in general, like, that time?
I guess let's start off with the one we both took, media studies.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can both agree on this. That was like our favorite subject.
It was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, like that was like one of the subjects where, you know, you felt like you were learning a lot while doing something practical, which is like my favorite kind. Like I remember when you used to come into like the green room and stuff.
Yeah.
When you're learning about the different like films and like what they used to make the posters and stuff like that. We're coming in here like doing it for ourselves and learning. I felt like that was one of the best ways of learning. So I suppose
that media was your favourite then?
Yeah, for sure.
Say, yeah. For me, my favourite, I enjoyed PE a lot because it's that practical element as well as the actual just theory stuff, and it was quite good because it was linked to a lot of biology. So obviously I was learning the biology, and I was doing PE, and it was very close to each other. So yeah, so I enjoyed that. I just enjoyed the practical element, being able to go out and play football sometimes, practicing. I think shot put I did. So yeah, that was my favourite. And I suppose the experience of exams for us both. How did you find the exams at the end?
I don't know, because obviously we had our mocks and stuff which prepared us for it quite well. Like I think that was like the first time when we did our English language actual GCSE in the year 10, and that was the first time where it really like exam pressure really like hit me first, because it was like I felt quite confident in the actual like subject and I knew what I was doing, right?
Yeah.
But then when we actually go into the exam hall, that's when I'm like, oh my god, like it's 2 hours just English writing, that's it.
Yeah, I suppose in terms of obviously the final year exams, you don't realise how many. Like we had 9 GCSEs, so that's a lot of exams.
That's a lot.
It's obviously that's the difference of like between A level. Obviously A level you do a lot more content, but GCSEs has a lot more actual exams, so it's quite hectic I think for us. But we got through in the end and we did well, so that was the main thing really. And obviously I've got some questions that obviously that I think they're commonly asked ones, and we're just going to go through them and just try and help you, because obviously options are coming up soon. You've got to pick. They're tough decisions, like because they could affect like what you're going to do in the future. So yeah, we're just going to try and help you out and just make it a bit easier of a choice for you. So I suppose we'll just start with what subjects do you have to take? We've already gone over it, but if you want to just answer that and just
so the compulsory subjects again are the 2 English, literature and language, mathematics, and the 3 sciences, chemistry, biology.
And the sciences come in, obviously you can do combined, where I think you get 2 grades at the end of the year.
Yeah, as your 2 best sciences give you the
and obviously you've got triple science where you do all 3 sciences.
And you get individual grade for them.
Yeah. How do you pick subjects if you like know what you want to do in the future? Like, what would you say?
Well, obviously, like for example, if you want to do business in the future, obviously pick the subject you want to do, and then kind of pick like your secondary options, like options to fall back on, for example.
Yeah.
Like if you know you want to do business, but what if that doesn't work out for you? What if in GCSE you don't like it? So then pick something that you know you wouldn't mind doing, like for example media. Yeah. Like if you don't mind going to journalism, or if you really like writing and you have the English, and then you have media as your secondary option, and then at A level when you really know what you like and what you don't like, you can do your major course.
Yeah, I would say going like off your point, it's important, especially if you're gonna out there, you do your research. I would say, but more than just do research, obviously do something you're gonna enjoy. For sure, something you're gonna have fun with, because it's no point of doing something for 2 years that you want to be coming to school almost like you're gonna be like excited to learn something new. You're excited to do the content, so don't do a subject you don't find interesting at all, really. That's my advice.
For sure, yeah.
What things do you have to consider when picking your GCSEs? I suppose that's quite similar, but
Yeah.
what things did you consider anyway?
Well, obviously, I firstly considered what I would like to do in the future and what would genuinely help me.
Yeah.
Then it was the aspect of enjoyability, like what did I genuinely like before GCSEs? And then I guess it was, I don't know, like what would actually teach me the most, if that makes sense. Like, would I actually benefit from actually doing this subject? Like, if I really liked history, but then doing that at GCSE, would that actually help me and teach me a lot on what I want to do? That's why.
I suppose for me anyway, when I was picking it, I was making sure that I had an idea of what it's changed constantly. My idea of what I wanted to do in the future, but I had an idea of going quite general. I wanted to cover a lot of different fields because I was quite confused with what I wanted to do in the future. I didn't really have a clear idea, so I made sure to cover. I did a language, a humanities, like PE was quite a way. There's like performing art to an extent, obviously for sports, and so I tried to have quite a general field. And obviously you got the compulsory ones. So trying to keep my options quite wide for obviously A levels. Yeah. But then so that's what I went really when picking my choices. Yeah. And quite a good one. If you're struggling between picking two subjects, how do you make that decision? What's the deciding factor?
Well, I guess just the stuff we just mentioned, have a criteria for yourself, right? Yeah. Just think about what would genuinely help you. Weigh up the pros and cons, speak to the teachers, see what the curriculum's like for the 2 years. If it all ties in with what you want to do, what you enjoy, and what you've done so far, then pick the one that really works with you, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna. Obviously, you might read up on stuff saying that these are really good for whatever job you want to go to the future. But I would say obviously, then it's not necessarily gonna make a huge impact. Mm-hmm. If you did something over something else, it's not gonna stop you from doing what you want to do in the future. So make sure you're doing something fun, like I said, something you're gonna enjoy doing, something you're gonna turn up every day and not regret picking. So I think that's the biggest thing for me. If you had two subjects you wanted to pick between, just make sure you pick the one that you're gonna have the most fun with and enjoy the most, really.
And like you said, it's not the end of the world if you don't pick one. For example, I know quite a few people from last year's year 13 and our year group who didn't do a subject at GCSEs but ended up picking an A level because they realized that's what they wanted to do. So that's
an option. At the end of the day. I suppose we'll go on to this. Will GCSE choices you make have a huge impact on your life in the future? Because obviously, I suppose there's a few people who, especially year 9, is obviously a bit nervous. The first time making a big choice in their life, really. Yeah. So, what would you say? Have it made a huge impact to you anyway, as a person?
Well, yeah, for sure. It kind of gives you a feel of what you really like at school, right? What field you really enjoy. And that kind of sets up your career for the future, what you would go into. Like you said, you kept yours really general, right? And that's where I knew, I liked business, so I picked that, and then others that would help me. Yeah. So it kind of does, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world if you don't find your, one true subject that you really like. You have time at A-levels to do that.
Yeah, I suppose off that, I would just say, it's obviously it's not going to make a huge impact on your life, but the only thing is obviously keep in consideration A levels you need to take, because obviously a lot of the GCSE stuff you do is then used at A level and covered at A level. Obviously, I think we found out a lot with maths this year, especially. They use a lot of stuff from, especially we'll talk about A levels as well. They use a lot of stuff from the earlier modules in the later modules, and it applies with sciences. It applies to a lot of these things. So have in mind your A levels to an extent. Obviously, you won't know fully what you want to do, but have in mind an idea of what you want to do, and then try and go off of that. I suppose that's the advice I would give. And who should you ask if you're struggling with GCSEs to pick?
Well, obviously, firstly, you should ask your teachers of the subjects that you're stuck on and which one you don't know, and then I guess just your parents, your friends around you, because I know it may sound but the people around you genuinely, most of the time have the best idea about you. You may not realize something about yourself, but others do. Your friends, for example, might see you, in maths and say, you genuinely are good at it. Even though you might not realize it yourself. So, talk to the people around you and see what they think, you're good at if you really can't decide for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you got a good point. I would say, just with obviously asking parents and friends, I'll talk about the friends, just be careful, because obviously you don't want to pick a subject just because your friends are doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Pick something that is going to benefit you in the long term, And in terms of parents as well, like obviously your parents have the best interest for you in their mind, but sometimes their best interest might not be what's best for you actually, like thinking about it. So just it's really a choice you have to make by yourself. And obviously option day happened, I think, a few days ago, and just keep going, ask teachers if you're interested in the subject, because they're the people who know the course. They're the people who are going to help you at the end of the day and teach you.
Yeah, I guess that's what options day is about, right?
Exactly.
Like just find out about the subjects you want to do and then make an education.
And I suppose that even helps the parents, obviously, because parents can go in and see what their child's like potentially going to be taking as a subject. So it helps educate them as well as the child.
Yeah.
So I suppose finally we'll end with, obviously, are GCSEs important for moving into A-level?
Yeah.
We've answered that, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess we touched on it. Yeah, like they are. But again, they're not, like, if you don't pick a subject that you want to do for A-level, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You can always catch up.
You can definitely catch up. They're important to an extent, but they're not life-changing at the end of the day. You're not going to be inhibited if you want to do a subject you didn't do at GCSE at A-level, because that's the whole point of A-level. It like sort of gives you a chance to open your mind up to the actual professional world.
For sure,
and work out what you want to do actually in the future. GCSEs are sort of getting you into that exam, like preparation and sort of, I suppose, that sort of exam preparation, But
like they set the foundation, but if you don't do a subject that you want to do at A-level, like you can always go on to it. Like you can ask your teachers for help, additional help if you really need it at A-levels. But there's always a way for you to go into a subject.
100%. That's it for the questions.
Yeah.
And I think, obviously, hopefully we've helped some of you out there if you're just like, obviously we're not professionals, but hopefully we've helped some of you out there if you're a bit confused on what you want to do. But I think to liven the mood a bit, because obviously this can be a bit of a dry episode, we're going to do a little game I designed called Guess the Celebrity's Degree. Okay. Surprising. So we added the surprising because you won't expect some of them, hopefully. Okay. And I picked 10 options. And how it's going to work is basically I'll obviously name the person, and obviously I'll tell you who they are if you don't know them. And then I'll give you a clue linking to their Profession, and obviously the real one now, to try and give you an idea of what they did in the future. But we'll start with, obviously, Natalie Portman, actress, famous for her role as Padme in Star Wars. And the clue is, this would have allowed her to get into the minds of many of her characters she's played.
Psychology?
Psychology is correct. Well done, 1 for 1. Now we've got Chris Martin, the lead singer in Coldplay.
Oh, yeah, I think
you might not know his face, but lead singer in Coldplay, that's all I can say. And the clue is this degree allows him to speak different languages, but it's a bit old-fashioned. What do you think?
So it's a language then?
I can't give any more, that's the clue. This degree allows him to speak different languages, but it's a bit old-fashioned. I'll give you that. Latin and Greek it was. Latin and Greek studies for Chris Martin. I couldn't imagine him doing.
What use would that be in the world right now?
Unless you're going to be like a teacher of Latin and Greek.
I guess, but again, what is use of Latin right now?
I don't know. Obviously, if anyone wants to do Greek or Latin out there, go for it. We're not stopping you from. Obviously, now we'll move on to Will Ferrell.
Oh yeah.
Famous actor again, for most probably known for his role in Elf. I don't know. That's my favourite film he's in. And this clue is, if he pursued this field that he's going into, he'd have been on the sidelines instead of the TV.
Oh, like a TV producer?
No.
Like a cameraman?
No, this wasn't the best clue. I tried to think of an interesting clue, but it's linking to more, like, think about, like, what you do, like, it's not linked away from TV.
Oh, okay, away from TV.
Yeah, so on the sidelines, then more than the TV.
So, sports-related?
Yeah. I don't think you'll know the actual name of the course, but, you got sports-related, so...
I'm not sure.
It's sports information.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I don't know the full detail of that course, but I assume it was linking to, like, sports and, like, that psychology area.
Yeah, I guess.
I wasn't too sure, though, but I just put sidelines. Go for it. Point, why not? Next one, John Legend, musician.
Oh, yeah.
And this could explain why he's quite a good lyricist.
Okay.
That's the clue.
Oh, okay. English?
English, correct, yeah.
Okay, that was...
Okay, next, we're halfway through, I think, now. So we've got now Kourtney Kardashian, obviously famous reality TV star. And she uses this degree on the daily business, like, on the TV.
Wait, so she uses it daily on TV?
Yeah. She uses it's her job, pretty much. It's actually probably the closest to...
One. Actor? Drama.
Yeah, but what? I mean, what degree do you think? Drama.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Theatre arts. I mean, it's close enough. We'll go with it. Yeah. Okay, next, Rowan Atkinson, probably most famous actor for Mr. Bean. Yeah. And this one, I couldn't really think of a Mr. Bean themed clue, so I just said he would have been good at physics.
Physics?
Physics, yeah, he would have been good at physics.
What was that?
I mean, that's the clue. He would have been good at physics. So, yeah, have a go.
Okay, sure.
Have a go.
Physics, I said physics.
Oh, physics?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not physics.
What?
Have another guess. It's like more construction. There we go.
Architecture?
No.
Wait, what do you mean he would have been good at physics?
Well, for this field, it requires like quite good knowledge in physics.
Oh, I thought it was physics. Wait,
no, it's not physics. No, I wouldn't have said the name of it in clue, would I?
Oh, I genuinely have no idea. It requires physics.
We don't have all day. Come on.
I genuinely have no clue.
Okay. Electrical engineering.
Oh.
Was the answer. Very specific, but yeah, that was the answer. I think this one you might get without the clue.
Okay.
Ken Jeong, actor.
Medical.
Yeah, medicine. Because obviously he's played many doctors in TV shows, so I thought you'd get that quite quickly. Okay, we've got 3 left now. Okay, we've got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson now. Actor, obviously former WWE star. This one, I'll be honest, I couldn't really pick a clue, but he'd be probably in the courtroom more than the...
Oh, so law degree.
But what type of law?
Oh,
it's a very specific type of law here I need.
Criminal law.
Yeah, criminal law, well done. That's good. Yeah, I couldn't really think of a clue for that because they're struggling. I was going to say like he acted like as a criminal, but I wasn't too sure.
That's
so.
not what the criminal law
probably
does.
not, I don't know. But next one, famous footballer, Dennis Bergkamp.
Oh.
Yeah, scored some great goals in his life.
Yeah.
And this one, it links to... This is quite a good clue, you'll like this. Links to how he would create many chances on the pitch. It's a create, so I put emphasis on the word create.
Oh, a painter, artist.
No, it links to... Degree. I'll say it links to physics as well.
It's an engineer?
It's a type, yeah. Do you get the mechanical engineer? Well done. Then imagine he went into mechanical engineering.
Instead of becoming an Arsenal legend.
We wouldn't have seen some of that great link up with Thierry Henry, but but we'll go. Yeah. Okay, final one, and probably the most surprising I found.
Oh, okay.
We got Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh yeah.
Obviously NBA Hall of Famer. And for this one, it's a skill that he would have needed near the end of the career on the basketball court.
He would have needed?
Yeah.
Oh. It's something to do with basketball?
It's not to do with basketball, no, but it's to do with more his role on the court.
I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what basketball position
No, it's not a position. It's like he was a bit of... I can't really... Obviously, he was a more senior player. What would he have... He might have... Okay, actually, I can't say. I was about to say
what I'm thinking is...
Just have a go.
So senior player towards the end of his career. What could
I don't know. Was he a captain at some point? He might have. If he was a captain, he might have needed
leadership degree.
Yeah, leadership and education.
Well, that was it.
He got a doctorate in leadership and education.
What? How is that degree?
I mean, I suppose it's education mainly.
It's a degree.
Yeah, so there's some surprising. I mean, the game don't know how it works.
No, but I mean, it kind of shows, right? Like, no matter what you choose doesn't define like what you do in the future.
You can do that. That's the main thing I was trying to get out of it. Basically, that you can make choices now that you're going to enjoy. And it won't necessarily have a huge impact on what you want to do in the future. So I'm hoping...
Like if you don't necessarily like what you're doing right now at GCSE and don't find what you truly enjoy at A-levels, it's not the end of the world. You can always you always get something out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the position where I'm a bit... I'm not 100% sure on what I want to do in the future. Obviously, I've had to pick the course I want to do at uni because it's like an area I find quite interesting. So I've kind of gone from that, but I don't really have an idea of what I want to do in the future yet. So, but obviously, that's nothing to be like afraid of.
Yeah,
really.
Sure.
Like, don't be afraid of if you don't have an idea, because a lot of adults don't even have an idea of what they want to do when they come out of uni. So you've got plenty of time, especially if you're doing GCSEs. Yeah. So I mean, I hope you enjoyed that episode. I hope we've helped you out. Obviously, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe, and watch some of our past videos and just see if you like, and give us some suggestions on what you want to do, in what videos we can do in the future.
Yeah, sure.
But I mean, you've done well.
Thanks. Yeah.
You've done well.
Maybe I should go behind the camera.
Maybe we could do an episode with Mom behind the camera, maybe. But I don't know. I think you want to be back here again next week. I think you want to be back there next week as well. But yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye. Peace.